Hi, I'm Annemieken Van Reepingen, President and Founder of Kivik Horse Assisted Coaching. I'm really excited to be here today with you and to be able to share this valuable information with you. I want to thank you for signing up and sharing some of your valuable time with me. I know you're very busy and I really appreciate you being here with me. This is the first part of a video series called 5 Keys for a Thriving Business. If you're part of a company that wants to move forward, that wants to grow, that wants to build an organization with motivated and involved managers and co-workers, you've come to the right place. You are looking for growth, personal growth and growth on a business level. You want to develop. You want to take your business to the next level. You really feel like you have value to offer. And you want to make it possible to deliver this value to as many people as possible. And at the same time, make a nice profit out of that. You really feel like you have a contribution to make. And you want to involve all the people that work together with you to make this work, to be able to give this contribution in a very big way and get all the noses of the managers, the co-workers, everybody that is in the company in the same direction. So that you are able to create a working environment where everybody loves working, where everybody is creative, is innovative, gives it their best shot, which makes it possible to evolve and to develop as a company and as a business for many years to come. And you put a lot of work and a lot of effort into this. And sometimes you feel like all your hard work doesn't bring up the results you were hoping for. Sometimes you see that some of your leaders demotivate their people. They're very talented, but they don't always have the leader qualities they need. Sometimes you see that all the people of a team aren't looking in the same direction, so that they are counterproductive. And sometimes that even demotivates you. It gets you frustrated because you want to move forward. You want to get to this higher level. You want to build this magnificent future for you and your company. And it's really frustrating sometimes to see how these obstacles come into your way. Well, what I'm aiming for with this video series is to give you some keys to be able to remove those obstacles, to come over those obstacles so that you can build your business, so that you can build your organization the way you want it to be, so you can take it to this higher level and make more profit and make it this beautiful environment where people love working and where they don't leave. Talented people stay in your business because they love working for you. So let's start with the first key of these 5 keys for a thriving business. The first key is become unconditionally responsible. This concept of unconditional responsibility is a concept I found in Conscious Business of Fred Kaufman. He's the one who talks about this. And let me give you an example to illustrate what it means. Imagine that you're in a meeting, and the meeting has been going on for half an hour when suddenly one of your co-workers comes barging in saying, "Traffic was hell today. There was no way of getting through this traffic. I don't know what was happening, but anyway, I was stuck there and it went on for ages. So I'm really sorry I'm late, but this traffic, I haven't seen it that way a lot." What is a very recognizable situation. What this person is actually saying is, it's not my fault I'm late. It's the circumstances that made me come late into this meeting. So don't blame me for it. A very comfortable situation, maybe, but on the other hand, it makes you powerless. This is the position that is exactly the opposite of someone who engaged himself to be unconditionally responsible. When you're unconditionally responsible, you don't place yourself in the position of a victim, you place yourself in the position of the player. You are always able to come up with a response in the situation. Whatever the situation is, you have your cards in hand and you play the cards you get. That's what I really like about action movies. They can be so inspiring because every time our hero in the movie gets into these most impossible situations, those situations where as a normal human being you wouldn't know what to do. There seems to be no way out. But every time again our hero finds a way out. Every time again he finds an answer, he finds a way to respond to the situation that gets him one step further. I once bumped into a book, and there was this guy who was captured by the Taliban in Afghanistan, and they took him as a hostage, and they put him in this hole in the ground 24 hours a day. He didn't see any light, he didn't see anything or hear anything, but once a day they just gave him this plate with something that looked like food on it. They just kind of threw it to him. So he figured that he still had a choice how to respond. That was the only choice he had, as a matter of fact. So he began to respond every time they threw him this plate. He shouted, "Thank you very much." After a few days, his guardians were no longer able to treat him like an object or some kind of dog they were throwing food at. They started seeing him as a human being with dignity, that responded in a very different way than they would have expected. And day by day, they treated him much nicer. And in the end, they even ended up being very friendly to him. They took him out of his hole. He still was their prisoner, but they treated him in a very nice way. And in the end, he was released. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to read his book, right? Of course, this is a very extreme situation, but it illustrates quite nicely how even in the most extreme situations where you wouldn't think there would be any answer possible anymore, there still is this choice of how to respond. And we all have this choice at any time.